Yo, what's good, guys? Just got done trading. I told you guys it was going to be an early one today. And basically, the exact same thing as yesterday happened to me today. I went down fat and then somehow managed to pull a win out of my ass. We did get $167 win, which isn't crazy, but I mean, it's a winning day. This week is looking really sad compared to the past few winning weeks, but it has been kind of difficult in my opinion. So, not complaining too much, but I did take 4 trades today. You can see starting here, this first long $150 stopped in profit. This next one here, this next long was minus about 725, give or take. And then I took a short position that was minus 615. And then I took this last long position that was plus 1376 before fees. So one big win at the end, a few losses, one stop in profit, but accounts are still looking decent. This one is now in profit, a whole $97, but we do have 3 winning days. So if we get some profit on this account, we will be looking all right. And same thing with these other accounts. Just need to get some profit. The winning days aren't looking terrible. But let's get into this today because I got to bounce to the airport. We did have all this, which is usually red folder. I don't know why it hasn't been red folder lately, but it had a red folder effect. So I was lucky enough to know it was happening. And I'll show you guys what happened. But coming into market open, Trump said, I've ordered Navy to shoot any boat putting mines in Hormuz, which dumped us like crazy. He was just being a fucking idiot today. He always does this shit right before market open. And then just about 5 minutes ago, Israel said some shit about getting ready to go back to war. And that took us from all-time highs all the way back down. But yeah, let's get into this. So we were respecting this 4-hour gap very hard. And I shouldn't have taken a short today because of that. But I would say shorts did look pretty decent. We still had these equal stacked lows here, a bunch of sessions around it. And then we had this Asia session that was also a data wick from whatever Trump was saying yesterday that basically caused this giant move up. It was a 110-point candle. This whole move in the 3 minutes was 200 points in Asia session, which is crazy. So I knew it was going to be a bit choppy today, but there was good trades, that's for sure. And you can see obviously this 4-hour we were respecting, and we were trading into this 15-minute as well. And we did take out this London high coming into market open, which left us with this Asia and this all-time high on the buy side. And that was about it. But coming into market open here, there was a really good play if you just targeted Asia high. I targeted up to the all-time high, and that's why I got stopped in profit. But I'll show you guys on the 2-minute chart here. This is what I waited for. You can see when Israel said that shit, we dumped hard. But there was a little 2-minute gap here, right? So remember how I was saying wait for the highest time frame inversion yesterday. And today we get the 1-minute inversion here, right? That fails. That would get stopped out. We resweep this low. And then on the 2-minute, we get the inversion, right? So that's right here after we get the 2-minute and we reswept this low here. And we're inside this 15-minute still. And I ended up taking my first long position right here at this candle right here. This, in my opinion, was not the trade of the day because I liked the next one a bit better, but this was a really good trade. And we hadn't inversed this 1-minute fully. Actually, yeah, we did, sorry. So we had everything inversed, even this big candle here. All you had to do is just target Asia highs. My buddy did that and he banked pretty fast. and you could have easily caught like a good 1 to 2 with a pretty safe stop. Unfortunately, I targeted up to all-time highs, and I ended up getting stopped out in profit at 650, which was right there on that wick. I ended up getting taken out in profit for $150, but this was a very good trade. Tap into a 15-minute, we resweep this low, 2-minute inversion, 1-minute inversion here on this big candle. Overall, we're very bullish on the higher time frames. Clear target up above, and you would have hit a very nice trade if you just took to Asia highs there. Unfortunately, I didn't, so I'm up 150, and I'm still looking for trades. I figured we were going to go back up to all-time highs, and I did end up taking another position after we got a retrace into this 3-minute gap, which was also, I believe, a 5-minute. Yeah, it was, but we didn't hit the 5-minute yet. So it was just a retrace into this 3-minute gap right here. And I figured we were just going to pump up. We had inversed everything on this side here. So I knew we were going to go higher. I didn't think we were going to dump as far as we did. But I did end up taking a position on this candle here, right here, after we tap back into that 3-minute gap and we start moving back up. Took it right up to these all-time highs here, and I ended up getting a pretty fat loss on this one. I believe it ended up being a negative R, or as close to it. I did get stopped out there after we broke that 3-minute gap. You can see we break the 3-minute gap and I was out. We had another one here, but we did end up dumping through that as well. So not a bad continuation loss, but I kind of FOMO'd back in off that. So not really the best trade. If you guys didn't catch this first move and you did the same thing as me, you definitely got wrecked. Next time, if you guys want to do better on that, just wait till this part, which I'll show you guys in a second. But yeah, did take a $725 loss on that one, so that kind of hurt. But I did stay on the charts, and I was watching if we were going to inverse this 5-minute or not. And we did get a very nice close below it, and I ended up entering a short going against my bias, which I should have never done. This was kind of a stupid trade at 7 o'clock, right when we closed that candle. And I was just aiming all the way down to Asia and data lows here, which was never going to hit in hindsight. You don't want to be shorting in conditions like these. Totally fucked up on this one. I FOMO'd into this one. Mechanically, it wasn't a bad trade, but it was a pattern trade. And I was in profit a decent amount, and we chopped around my entry for about 45 minutes, and then I got stopped out right about there, I want to say. At 7:48 I got stopped out. So on this candle here, probably, I'm assuming, was right on the top of that wick. I think this wick was a little bit shorter on top step, because I remember this one, I missed my stop loss by 0.5 points, and then this one came up and hit it. So that was another $650 loss. I'm down $1,200 on the day at this point. Like I said, that was not a good trade. But this is where we get into the trade of the day, in my opinion. It was a little bit hard to tell, but we were constantly respecting this 15 minutes still. Like, barely, but we were respecting it. And we had this 5-minute here that, again, we were respecting. So it was a little bit difficult, but as soon as we inverse this 5-minute and we were still respecting this, and we had came down and grabbed all the liquidity from this, and all the orders, anyone that took shorts got wrecked. And I thought this was a pretty good trade, taking a long right here, right as this candle closed. We also, the only thing we didn't have, we had the 5-minute inversion. The only thing we didn't have yet was this 1 minute inversion right here. But we closed above that in the next 2 candles, so that wasn't too concerning. But realistically, just retrace, consolidate, and then we got the distribution. And I took this all the way basically right to the top to 829 right there. I did get stopped out in profit. My TP was obviously a little bit higher. I was aiming for the moon on this one because why not? But I did get stopped out right here for the $167 winning day. It was a $1,376 trade total up to all-time highs. And I do think we would have continued going back up if Israel didn't say that shit. But, you know, it is what it is. I ended up with a win today after being down a lot. But I do think this first trade and this second trade were both really good trades. If I just avoided this second one down, I would have been up a good amount today. That short position was really stupid. I would have been up about, I believe, $600 or $700 if I didn't take that short position. So that kind of sucks, but yeah, don't make the same mistake I made today, guys. Don't be trying to short in conditions like this, especially when we're still respecting higher time frame levels, right? There was no reason for me to take a short today. It was stupid. And if you guys did just target this Asia high, you did a great job. That was a great play. And yeah, gonna wrap this one up pretty quick here. Like I said, I gotta bounce to the airport tomorrow. I don't know if this is a red folder or not. I don't really recognize that, but the war is just going off the fucking rails right now. So probably be another choppy day tomorrow, and it's a Friday, so be careful. Next week we got lots of shit too, so I will try to get videos out for you guys over the next 5 days while I'm gone, but no promises, but I'll do my best. And if I don't, I'll see you guys on Tuesday or Wednesday, and we can keep moving forward from there. But I'll try my best over my trip to get some videos out. And yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up here with all that being said. So I will catch you guys either tomorrow or next week when I make a video. So as always, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.